Bismillah Rahman Rahim. I'm going to proceed my lecture from the coating agent. So, what is coating agent? Coating agent, coating is a process by which an essentially dry or outer layer of the coating material is applied to the surface of dosage forming agents which are used, and this coating process is called coating agents. Why coating is given to the formulations? In order to protect the formulations, to give protection to the formulations, in order to mask the taste of the formulations and the elegance, and it become easy for the patients to swallow the tablets. Or they're also used for the identification purpose. Different types of coating agents, they are used pharmaceutically. So the first one is film coating, sugar coating, and compression coating. And these are the function of coating agents like protection, masking, elegance, and ease of swallowing and identification. So as we have discussed before, these are the examples of coating agent. The first one is HPMC, hydroxypropyl methylcellulose, and HPC. This is hydroxypropyl cellulose. These are different types of coating agents which are used in formulations. Solvents. This is another pharmaceutical excipient. So these are the material that soak up oil from the water. And these are the types and example of solvents like natural solvents, peat, moss, sawdust, feathers, and anything else natural then contains carbon. While the second one is synthetic solvent. These are polyethylene and nylons. So these are synthetics that can be manufactured in the industries on commercial scales or on small scales or large scales. The function of solvents, they are used for the tablet and capsule moisture proofings by limited fluid sorbings, taking off of a liquid or gas either by adsorptions or by absorption in a dry state. Another excipient that is used, anti-adherence. So anti-adherence or anti-stacking agents that prevent the adhesion of the tablet surface to the die wall and punches in it, and as a consequence counter the packing or stacking of the tablet. And the classical example of anti-adherence, these are water insoluble lubricants like magnesium stearate. This is an excellent example of water insoluble lubricants, and it can be used as an anti-adherence as can like talcums and starch. Starch is used as a binder as well as anti-adherence. So it is not necessary. So it means that starch can be used for multiple purpose. Another excipient is lubricant. So lubricant is an agent which is responsible to prevent the ingredient from clumping together and from sticking to the tablet punches or capsule filling machines. Lubricant also ensure that the tablet formulation and ejection can occur with low frictions between the solid and die wall. So simply we can say that lubricant reduces the frictions between the tablet formulation and ejection can be occurred with low friction between the solid and die wall. There are different types of lubricants which are used. It may be hydrophilic in nature or it may be hydrophobic in nature. So hydrophilic, these are water loving species, generally poor lubricants and no gradient or anti-adherent properties. While the second one is hydrophobic, most widely used lubricant which is used nowadays in pharmaceutical industries. because they are hydrophobic in nature. They are water hating species. So the suitable lubricant which is used in various formulations, so they must be hydrophobic in nature. Hydrophobic lubricants, they are generally good lubricants and they are usually effective at relatively low concentrations. So many also have both anti-adherent and gradient properties. For these reasons, the hydrophobic lubricant, they are used much and more frequently than hydrophilic compounds. For example, magnesium stearate. This is the good examples. Now, what is the roles of the lubricant? The first one is true lubricant role. In order to decrease the friction at the interface between the tablet surface and the dye wall during ejection and reduce wear on punches and dyes. The second one is anti-adherence. So the anti-adherence role is to prevent the sticking to the punch passes, or in the case of encapsulations lubricants, and prevent sticking to the machine dosators, tamping pens, etc. Gradient role is in order to enhance the product flow by reducing the interparticulate frictions. These are the good example of, you can say, lubricants like polyethylene glycol, magnesium stearate, and stearic acid and its derivatives. Another one is gradient. So gradient is a substance, is a colloidal silica that enhance the flow of granulars mixture by reducing the interparticle friction, and that is used in pharmaceutical production of tablets and capsule. So the function of the gradients is used to promote the powder flow by reducing the interparticulate friction and cohesion. These are used in combination with lubricants as they have no ability to reduce the dye wall friction. These are the examples of gradients like fume, silica, talcum, and magnesium carbonate. So they are used. Another one is preservative. So preservative are the substance that commonly added to various foods and pharmaceutical products in order to prolong the shelf life of the product. So there are some ideal property of preservatives. These are you can say why we are using preservatives in various products. In order to protect the product against the microbial spillage or proliferations, but doesn't compromise the product performance. So in practice, this means that it must be exert a wide spectrum of antimicrobial activity at low and occlusion levels and maintain the activity throughout the product manufacturing shelf life and usage. Another ideal property of the preservative, they are not compromise the quality or performance of the product pack or delivery systems, not adversely affect the fashion safety or tolerance of the product. So these are the four basic ideal properties of the preservatives which must be present in the preservative. Look at here, these are the examples. So methyls and ethylparaben, they are used, propylparaben are used. The most common excipient, that is benzoic acid and their salt, or solvic acid and their salt, they are used. So depend upon on you that which kind of preservative you want to add it. So there are many, you can say there are many excipients that are used in formulation. So I will discuss the next excipients inshallah and the coming lecture. Thank you so much for watching my lecture.